I've got the fan in my room on, just so you know. So, topic for this video is I'm going to be discussing the first season of the show, Parenthood. So I came into knowledge of this show because it's another show that my aunt and uncle like. I saw little bits of, I think, what happens in the later seasons, so I checked the first couple episodes of this show on iTunes, liked it, and then I bought the season set. I actually already have season 2 and I'm working my way through it, but hopefully I remember everything right at the break. So, my overall thoughts on the show is that I think it's a fairly good idea and I'm really enjoying it, even though I think the idea for this has kind of been done before, because obviously it's just taking typical family situations that happen a lot out there and just putting them into mostly one basket and have it all be one big family, even though it does take you a while to figure out everyone's relation to each other, you know, because yeah, it took me a while. But, like, I see a lot of experiences that I've been through or have seen occurring in here, because there's the, rebellious kids against their own parents. I've kind of seen that, not necessarily rebellious, just standing up to them a lot, you know. Then there's the bits with like a Drew and what's her face, Annie, I think. It's still tough for me to remember the names. Of not really happy with the way their mother is treated them and such. Yeah, because, like, you know they're always happy with the way your parents treat you and all that stuff, and then there's, all the instances where pretty much all of the couples are having relationship issues where, like, my parents divorced, they both remarried, but my dad took a while to, fully cement himself, shall we say. He still had, some issues. I'm not gonna go into the details, but it's the truth, Dad, if you're watching this, so yeah, I relate to that kind of thing, at least to a degree. And then there's Max, and how he has to deal with his Asperger's. I've seen a lot of that stuff, mostly because I actually am autistic. I bet that surprised a few of you. So I do see some of myself in his actions. I didn't have it like as extreme as he did, because I don't think I ever earned the Asperger's label. I am, however, definitively autistic, high-functioning autism, that is, but I did mimic some of the stuff he goes through, because, like, not wanting to try new foods, not really being interested in social contact, although now I'm a lot more easygoing in that area, and just, yeah. Oh yeah, then there's, the, girl that's not, Haley or Annie, it's, you know, Joel's daughter, and how she seems to be kind of gifted. I kind of sympathize with that a little bit, you know, acting smarter than her age. I didn't necessarily act smarter at my age, but I did memorize quite a lot of stuff in some areas, and I see little bits of that in my second cousin, so, you know, it just brings memories of real life and what people go through, and it does somewhat prepare me for when I eventually settle down and have a family, because I hope I get to there eventually. And other stuff that they did. I was really surprised with what they did with Crosby in here, because I was expecting his story arc to last for a good amount of the season and then not have it matter, but it turns out they keep bringing it up again enough that it actually proved to be a pretty interesting learning experience for him, because, well, obviously he's confused on, wait a minute, I've had my own thing going on, and then suddenly it turns out I have a son. Wait a minute, is this really my son? Am I ready to be a father? Can I be a father? Yeah, I bet that'd be tough for pretty much everybody, and just the way he handles it, while it's not great, eventually what he turns out is a bona fide desire to be a father to Jabbar, and good husband to Jasmine, and I'm real impressed. Although I don't totally know how his story could continue like that much, because if I honestly had to predict one of the 4 adult be the man blood-related siblings to leave the cast. I'd honestly place my bets on him, I tell you the truth. But that's that. And what they did with the grandmother, that was pretty impressive also, and how even though they've been together for decades, showing that they themselves are not perfect and also are having relationship issues. And it's something like this that makes me really wonder why there's people out there who are in favor of banning divorce, because I don't really want to make this a political video, but it's just, an example of how even couples that stay together for decades eventually will splinter and either have relationship issues or just decide to split up, Seriously, nobody is perfect and is guaranteed to always be in a relationship for the rest of their lives, even though that is their intention and they do succeed for quite a while, Right. But other than the great emotional memories that it brings me, it's a very well executed show. I laughed in many situations. I buried my face in my hand, although unlike Glee, it's not because it's cheesy, it's just because, one, I relate to that, and two, I think it's a lot more typical, because obviously this is meant to really exist in our own world, and Glee is a lot more cliche style, even though it does have relevance, let me tell you. Yeah, I don't know if there's really too much else I can mention. I'm definitely going to continue with this show, and look forward to be talking about it more in the future. And sorry that I keep introducing another non-reality show one after another. It's not my intention, it's just what's gradually happening. But rest assured, I do intend to continue with Game of Thrones and Glee. It's just what's been happening to me. Trust me. See ya.